The new mayor of Medellin is making widespread changes across the city, and his first order of business is to ban Airbnb completely. That's probably what some of you believe right now, and you're very, very concerned about it. But the reason for this is that you only read headlines and you watch YouTube videos without doing any of your own basic research. So today, I'm going to do that research for you and talk to you about this topic of Airbnbs being banned in Medellin. So the problem is that a few days ago, plenty of news articles popped up with headlines like this. Medellin's Fico Gutierrez looks to ban short-term apartment rentals in crime crackdown. If you read that, you're probably thinking, oh, because of all the drugged and robbed cases in the city, Fico cares so much about that and he wants to protect tourists so much that he's going to ban short-term rentals, ban Airbnb forever. But you'd be stupid to think that. To be honest, he's got bigger things on his mind. And if we dive a little bit deeper and actually read the details of articles like this, you'll see that his agenda is very, very different. So a while ago, I did a video with Carolina, my girlfriend, and we spoke about reasons why Colombians are getting frustrated with foreigners coming to the city. One of those was gentrification, obviously. In this video, we spoke about gentrification. I'm going to put it in the description if you want to watch it. But basically what Carolina said is that Fico, the current mayor of Medellin, he was opposed to shutting down Airbnb. So one of the main issues in this last election for the mayor of Medellin was to take sides on whether they wanted to regulate or not regulate Airbnb. Fico was firmly on the side of not regulating it. He did not want to regulate Airbnbs. So that being said, let's dive into this article and see what all the fuss is about, okay? So I'm reading this article from El Colombiano, which is a newspaper here, and it's from March 12th, 2024, just a few days ago. And the headline is it true that the mayor's office will not allow the use of apartments for short-term rentals and Airbnbs in Medellin? Now, if we look a bit deeper into this article, it explains really, really well what's been happening recently and why some of you might be confused. Yeah? Let me read a bit further. So this is what Fico said a few days ago, and I'm quoting from this article. In family buildings and developments, the use of apartments or houses will no longer be allowed for short-term rentals. But this is the part where everybody is missing out. The next thing that he said provides context to his first statement. So he said they'll be banned where they are dedicated to the issue of exploitation and in our city, and they do not let the neighbors live in peace. So there's a very important second part of that sentence, which many people missed, and they just took the first part to think Airbnbs are banned. No, he never said ban. He said he's going to regulate Airbnb so that it doesn't have the problem of and exploitation and all this stuff happening right next to where families are living. Obviously, a lot of Colombians, as I said, are hating this kind of stuff because they're getting their kids ready for school in the morning, or they might be a nice retired couple just coming back from a morning walk and they're seeing all types of crazy parties and walking out in the morning and all other types of crazy stuff. No one wants to see that, not when you're living, trying to live a good life. No one wants to be mixed with that garbage. So that's why they're angered, and Fico wants to look after his local people, and that's why he's trying to stamp this out. This article from El Colombiano is actually really good because it goes on to say, perhaps someone who did not listen to the entire hour of Sunday's speech in the council would think that this promise to bring accommodations that are contracted through platforms such as Airbnb to heel would be related to the skyrocketing price of rentals of real estate in the city. That's probably what most of you think. As soon as you saw that article, I bet you thought, oh, gringos are ruining Medellin, so Fico's going to take charge and he's going to regulate so the prices are not so high. No. This has nothing to do with pricing. This has everything to do with dodgy fuckers coming to the city and taking advantage of women. Let me read on. The objective of this new regulation, according to the mayor, is to prevent the sexual exploitation of children and adolescents by some foreigners who come to the city to abuse minors. So there's already been 3 dodgy people caught this year charged with crimes against minors. If you want more information on that, I've linked all the articles in the description of this video. You can read for yourself. But basically, all I wanted to tell you is that these regulations, he hasn't even announced them yet, right? We don't know. But I think the regulations are going to be more surrounding rentals, and in short-term rentals, ID capturing of all the people that are coming in and out. I think he's going to regulate that and make it mandatory for everyone who enters and exits an apartment to present their ID, which they're not doing right now. And on top of that, it's been estimated that there's 5,900 Airbnbs and short-term rental kind of properties operating in Medellin. 1,700 of those are operating illegally. So if you didn't know, you need a license from the tourism board to actually operate an Airbnb in Medellin. Many places don't have that. Another thing you need to have is explicit written permission if your building has an HOA that explicitly allows Airbnbs. A lot of the Airbnbs in that 1700 don't have that either. They're just operating illegally, and that's one thing that he wants to stamp out. And the other thing is he wants to stamp out all this dodgy stuff happening in the Airbnbs as well. So I hope that's cleared up a bit of the confusion for you. If you want to come to Medellin, buy a property and Airbnb it, this has nothing to do with that, guys. Absolutely nothing. Nothing has changed. You're fine as long as you don't rent it out to dodgy people doing dodgy things, because you'll get shut down and that's when things will go south.